วัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผมครับผม
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. Our first participant tonight is Alvin from Malaysia. How are you, Alvin?
Namaskar, Ajaan. I'm fine, thank you. I'm good.
And you have any question or any comment?
On the Asalha Puja, Ajaan, is it the day where Brahma Sahampati asked Buddha to come and teach? To teach, is that the time, the conversation where Brahma Sahampati told Buddha that there are some with a little dust in their eyes, and they can see if it's been taught or something.
I don't know. What I know is that it's the day when the Buddha gave his first Dhamma discourse to the world. And the listeners are the 5 ascetics who used to follow him before he became enlightened. So after his enlightenment on Visakha Day, which was 2 months ago, after he had considered all the options and he decided that he's going to teach, and he went to look for the 5 ascetics because he think they are the ones that will be easily taught and benefit from his teaching. So he went and gave the first Dhammatalk called the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. And at the end of the talk, one of the 5 ascetics have achieved the first level of enlightenment as a Sotapanna. So at that moment, the triple gem is finally complete. We have the birth of the triple gems. And we have the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the noble disciple. So this is considered to be the cornerstone of Buddhism. You need to have these 3 things to establish Buddhism, to pass the teaching of the Buddha from generations to generation.
That's where you can find the Noble Eightfold Path, the 4 Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path, right? When we chant like this.
Yes, that's the first discourse. He gave the talk on the 4 Noble Truths. And in one of the 4 Noble Truths is the Magga, which is the path. And he elaborated the Eightfold Path as the path to the cessation of all dukkha or suffering.
Okay. So it's very important Puja Day, right? In Theravada Buddhism.
Well, its birthday is Buddhism birthday.
Right.
That's the starting point of Buddhism. And it's 45 years before the death of the Buddha. And what you call counting of the years. Buddhist era start at that point at the death of the Buddha. So now it is 2,567 Buddhist era plus 45. So that's the age of Buddhism, 2,612 years.
Okay.
Get the math? Did you get the math? Okay.
Okay. Got it down. But in Thai, your is still the year 2567. That will be after Mahaparinibbana, right? I suppose.
Yes, we're counting from the day the Buddha died as the starting point of Buddhist BE, Buddhist era. And this year is 2567 BE. So the
Roughly,
birth,
we got. Sorry, Ajahn.
so the birth of Buddhism was 45 years before Buddhist era. So you add 45 to 2567, and you get 2612.
So we got roughly another 2,378 years to go for this Buddha Sasana.
Well, that's what the Buddha said. He expects that his teaching will only last for 5,000 years. And after that, no one would know how to practice or know his teaching anymore. So if you die, and if you happen to go to heaven for a few thousand years, when you return the next time, you won't find Buddhism left on this earth.
Yeah, have to wait for Maitreya Buddha to come, and that will be a long time.
That's what the Buddha said at first when he was looking for someone who he could teach. And he thought of his two past teachers. And he just heard that they passed away, one I think a month ago and the other 1 week ago. He knew that they would then have to, after their death, they will be born in the Brahma realm for many thousand, if not million years. So he said that that's unfortunate for them because they could have a benefit from his teaching if they're still alive, but they're not. And if they return later on next time, there won't be Buddhism left for them anyway. So that's very unfortunate for someone who will be able to become enlightened right away after listening to his teaching about the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path.
Okay, so our aspiration, if we don't achieve the stream enterer, is to be born as a human again.
You won't know anything about Buddhism. You won't know the Four Noble Truths or the Noble Eightfold Path. But if you become a Sotapanna in this lifetime, and should you die for some unforeseen reason, you will still maintain this knowledge in the mind, the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path. So you can continue on your practice, whether you're in the Deva realm or you're reborn as a human again. You don't need Buddhism, external Buddhism to teach you. You have the internal Buddhism, the knowledge of the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path to guide you toward Nibbana. That's what the word Sotapanna means, stream enterer. One who has entered the stream leading to Nibbana. So you cannot miss Nibbana once you enter the stream. The stream will just, it's like when you're riding on a raft, on the stream. The stream will take you to whatever the destination it is going. So Sotapanna means a stream enter, and this stream is a stream toward Nibbana, to the total complete cessation of suffering. So that's most Buddhists now aspire for at least the first level of enlightenment. This will ensure that they will be guaranteed that they will go to Nibbana definitely. And the maximum is 7 lifetime, 7 human lifetime. Should you still have to be reborn, once you are Sotapanna, you will reborn as human, not more than 7 lifetimes, and you will eventually reach Nibbana.
Okay, Ajaan, understood.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, Ajaan.
Next, Kok Seng from Singapore.
Greeting, Prajan. So after hearing what you mentioned, I think it's very important that we set our aspirations to become a Sotapanna because we do not know what would happen in our next birth, whether we will be able to meet the true Dharma again. And just to update Prajan, so last Saturday I was at Wat Palelai, and so we had the celebrate the Asalha day, and every Sunday I would try to make an effort to go to Wat Palelai to meditate in the afternoon. One very important reason is because there is a bhikkhu who is meditating in the meditation hall, and there are also regular meditators there. So this provides me a lot of incentive to meditate in the afternoon, especially after lunch, when sometimes can get a bit of drowsy and sleepy. So meditating at Wat Palelai, there's no chance for me to lay down on the bed to rest. So I will. So the presence of the meditators also help as a motivating factor to push me to sit as long as I can. Yeah. So just to update Prajan. At the same time, I also joined the try to pick up the chanting because on because when I joined the 6 p.m. chanting, I find that there's a lot of the Pali chanting I'm unable to, so I will trying to pick up some of the Pali chanting as well. Yeah. Prajan, may I check with you? I was in one of the chanting at the last part of the evening chanting, which is verses for dedication and determination of merit. The English translation here states, "The Buddha is my foremost mainstay, the Dharma my excellent high mainstay, a private Buddha is my mainstay, the Sangha my superior mainstay." So may Ajaan explain what is the meaning of the mainstay here in terms of the Buddha, Dharma, the private Buddha, and the Sangha.
I think it means refuge. Or your teacher, really. In essence, essentially, they are your teacher. They are your guide toward Nibbana. It's like when you come to Thailand, you want to go to places, it's easy for you if you have a guide to show you around. If you have to go look for yourself places to visit, you might get lost. So you want someone experienced. And the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha are experienced in the path toward Nibbana. So you rely on them as your teacher, as your guide. Okay.
So mainstay over here will refers to taking refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. And why there is this sentence on private Buddha is my mainstay.
This is the Buddha who doesn't teach. Some Buddha became enlightened and they decided not to teach anybody. So they become a silent Buddha, not private Buddha. They call silent Buddha. Pajeka in Pali.
Yes.
Pajeka Buddha.
Nando Pacheka Buddha, Buddha. Yeah.
So no one knows that there was a Buddha because he didn't tell anybody.
So would that be the case towards the end of the Buddha Sapsana, when people do not want to teach, and then there will be just silent Buddha? I'm just thinking.
No. At the end of Buddhism, it means no one understands the Buddha's teaching anymore. They read and they don't understand, so they don't practice. So when they don't practice, then they don't gain any benefits from Buddhism. So then they will lose interest in Buddhism. As you can see now, the majority of people who follow Buddhism really follow on the ritual side of Buddhism, like doing all the ceremonies and or going to pilgrimage to various places, or build Buddha images or temples. These are the what you call the skin of Buddhism, not the meat. The meat of Buddhism is in the practice of the Noble Eightfold Path, or in short, the practice of charity, morality, and meditation. As you can see that there are less and less people practicing this. People like to do more of a charity thing, like giving alms, and the most they can do is keep the 5 precepts if they can at all. But for them to keep the 8 precepts and to go into meditation retreat, this is something big for them, something hard for them to do. So eventually, there will be nobody who will practice meditation. People will just give dana, charity, and keep maybe the precept, or maybe not. Eventually, there'll be just people giving dana, and eventually there won't be anybody giving dana. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Ajaan.
You're welcome. Next, Kelvin from Singapore. Kelvin.
Ajaan, good evening to you. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, well, I have only one question. For meditation, I've been trying to practice almost every day, even if it's a short 15 minutes or 30 minutes. But sometimes I do get, sinus blocked nose. So I was just thinking whether if I can still get into equanimity by breathing through mouth.
Well, you can use some other object for your concentration. If you find it difficult to watch your breathing, your breath, then you can imagine an image in your mind, like the image of a Buddha image in your mind, or something. Some people use color, like red color, green color, as the object of meditation. If you find it difficult to use the breath, you can use some other thing. In Thailand, people use mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto.
So it doesn't matter that you have to definitely breathe through your nostril.
Maybe not. If you can watch the breath through your mouth, if you know the breath entering your mouth in and out.
Okay, okay. So the object of meditation, it can be a color. That means you visualize when you're closing your eyes, right?
That's right. First, you
All
might
right.
look at the color first. So you then imagine it when you close your eyes, then you imagine it in your mind and
Right,
try to
right.
maintain that color.
Okay, okay.
But it's
All right.
harder than watching the breath or reciting a mantra.
Right. That is definitely easier to watch
Yeah,
through your breath through nostril.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, Tanajan, I got another question regarding the Noble Eightfold Path. So the last two, right mindfulness and right concentration, this can only be attained through practicing meditation. Am I right?
Well, mindfulness is the part before meditation. So you have to practice mindfulness. You have to be constantly mindful of something like a mantra of your body activity.
Okay.
You have to be constantly watching it and not let your mind drift into the past or into the future. So this is the practice of mindfulness. Once you can maintain the mind in the present, maintaining it to focus on one particular object, such as the mantra or the body, then when you want to have it, the mind to become completely calm or still, you have to sit and close your eye. And that's what we call meditation. But actually, it's the practice of mindfulness in a more restricted way. You restrict your body movement.
Okay.
Because if your body moves around, it means your mind is in action, and it will not be able to be calm, become still. In order for the mind to become still, you have to first keep the body still. But actually, they are the practice of mindfulness.
Understand. Thank you, Tanajan. That's all for me.
So what you should do first of all is to practice mindfulness all the time, not just when you meditate. You should be practicing mindfulness from the time you get up to the time you meditate.
Mhm.
Then you'll find it easier for you to meditate because your mind will be already halfway
Settle down.
there, yeah, halfway settled. If you
Okay.
don't maintain mindfulness, you let your mind drift and thinks about the past, the future, think about this and think about that. So when you meditate, you'll find it very difficult to
Right,
calm
right.
your mind.
Well, even if you are sitting and you don't get a good sitting and you're still mindful that you didn't get a good sitting, it's still mindfulness, right, Tanajan?
Oh yeah, do mindfulness, but a little bit late. You should do it before you sit.
Right, right. Okay.
Because you'll
All right.
find it difficult to sit for a long time. Maybe you feel uneasy, uncomfortable, and after sitting for a few minutes, you just want to give up.
Understand. Okay, will do so. Thank you so much, Tanajan.
This is usually the problem with most beginner meditator. And they thought they can meditate by just sit down and start to be mindful. And they find it very difficult because their thought is all over the place. Keep thinking about this and keeping about that, not be able to focus on your meditation object.
Mhm.
So after a few minutes, you feel restless, agitated, or feel uneasy, uncomfortable, and you want to stop, you want to give up. But if you practice mindfulness before you start meditating, then when by the time you meditate, you might have already calmed the mind halfway there. So you find it easy to sit and continue your meditation, and continue your mindfulness practice by sitting.
Okay, Tanajan. I'll continue to practice that. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
you're
Thank you,
welcome.
Tanajan.
Next, Ryan, also from Singapore, I think.
Good evening, Ajaan. I've got two questions. So the first question is quite similar to what you were just saying about meditation. So when we meditate, is the intention just to make the mind very still, or because eventually the goal is to reach jhana, right? So should we actually have the intention to develop the jhana factors such as Vitaka, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekagata.
But this they come follow if you have mindfulness. They'll appear. If you concentrate on your breathing or on your mantra continuously without thinking about anything, then these factors will start to appear in your mind, and eventually reach the fourth jhana when you only have equanimity left as the factor, and your mind becomes still, peaceful, and contented. Equanimity means contentment, really. When you have equanimity, you have contentment. You feel complete, you feel full, you don't feel you need anything.
Okay, so the intention, we just need to make our mind as still as we can, and the factors will appear on their own.
Yeah, by using mindfulness, you need something to keep your mind not thinking. So you have to have something to anchor your mind to. If you don't, your mind will just follow the thoughts. But if you anchor your mind to the mantra or to your body movement, then the thought they might still be there, but you don't go with them. You don't go along with your thought. You stay with your mantra, or you stay with your body. And eventually, if you don't follow your thought will slowly disappear or become less and less. And when you sit down, then you will be able to make the thought completely disappear. Then your mind will become still. That's what we call jhana, absorption.
Thank you, Tanajan. The question is, the second question is on what we started with, actually, on the fetters, the 10 fetters. So in order to reach Sotapanna, the first fetter is Sakaya Ditti, identity view. So my question is, how is the Sakaya Ditti different from conceit, which is, I think, is the 8th fetter, which is mana, because it seems like because we have conceit, therefore we have Sakaya Ditti, but in the list of 10 fetters, it's actually reversed. We have to get rid of Sakaya Ditti first before getting rid of conceit, mana, towards the end.
Well, conceit is in the mind, see, why the Sakaya Ditti is in the body. See? So the mind first think the body as being a self, of being a person, being you. And when you get rid of the body as being you, you see the body as just being a natural process, a combination of the 4 elements: water, earth, water, fire, and wind. But you still have this sense of self in the mind. This is what we call conceit, that you haven't yet eliminated, you haven't yet investigated and analyzed. And to find out that it's actually, this conceit is actually the production of your own, the mind itself. The mind thinks it is a person, so it's still a person. It doesn't think the body is a person anymore, but it still thinks the mind is the person. So this is when you have to get rid of this personality concept in the mind. First, you get rid of it. First, the mind thinks the body is yourself. So you use wisdom to teach the mind that the body is not yourself. But then the mind goes to the mind itself, and to think it is still a self. So you have to also teach the mind that what you think that you are a self is not a self either. It's just a thought. You think you are, therefore you are, right? When you stop thinking, then you disappear.
Thank you, Tanajan. A lot to contemplate.
So there are 2 selves that you have to get rid of. First, the self in the body. Once you pass that, the body, then you have to come and get rid of the self in the mind. There's 2 selves. Okay.
Thank you, Tanajan.
Next, Julia from Colorado. Hi, Julia.
Hello, Ajahn. How is it there in Thailand?
Oh, it's raining now. It's in the rainy season. We start to have more rain now.
Oh, really? And Ajahn in the Vasa now?
Yes, all monks have to make a resolution to remain in one place for the next 3 months, not going stay overnight in other places, except
Okay.
for some emergency purpose.
Yeah.
Then you're allowed to go for not more than 7 nights. You have to return.
Okay. So may Ajahn have an excellent. In Thai, they say pansa, not vasa, right?
Yeah, pansa is in Pali. Vasa is in Sanskrit.
Oh, okay. So just to check in about the practice. So I finished the one volunteer task with the text, and then I decided that I would not volunteer more like that in the near future. And then I volunteered for something else, and I don't know why. So then I finished that, and I decided that I would not do it again. But yeah, so that made so for me, when there's space just to practice, it doesn't seem like it works to force it. But if there's no agenda, then I can sort of fall into the practice. That works really well. But so I have a sutta question actually about MN2, the Sabbasava Sutta, the Majjhima Nikaya. I mean, maybe I should not focus even on that, because for me, practice works better. But I attended an event where a local lay teacher came, someone who had been trained in a Thai tradition, was a woman. And we spent like half of the day meditating and walking, sitting, chankama, samadhi. And then at the end, we did this exercise where we talked about the 6 things in the Sabbasava. She didn't say it was the Sabbasava Sutta, but it was, there was like the ways for the ending of the asavas were the sambara and the patient endurance and the using it in a different way. And last one was Kang the Satabang. It was in English. But then we had to break into groups and discuss how to apply these things in life. And I felt uncomfortable or confused because in the group, it was like we were talking about like daily situations like politics and shopping and applying those. And so I raised my hand and I said, like, are you sure this is really the way it's meant? Because for me, I felt like, and maybe this is just, I shouldn't even engage in discussion, but for me, those things are internal, like, to look into the chitta.
They're used to eliminate your defilement. That's all they are for.
Yeah. So when
not for shopping, not for going on a holiday.
Yeah. So okay. So when Ajahn practices in those ways for eliminating of the asava, like the dasava and the kamasava, these things.
Avasava, kamasava,
Kamasava.
avicchasava.
Abhijasa, yeah, this is, forgot that part. Yeah, so when Ajahn practices according to that, it's more from a place of deep observation, like experiential, internal, right? Or how does Ajahn practice?
Yes, it's all in your mind. The defilements are in your mind, and you need to use the tool that your mind can produce to suppress or eliminate your defilement. And the two are the Noble Eightfold Path. Everything is in the mind, really, you know. Your defilements are in the mind, and the Noble Eightfold Path is also in your mind, but you haven't yet created. It's waiting for you to bring it out, you know. Once you have the Noble Eightfold Path in your mind, then you can suppress or eliminate all of your defilement. People forget that the goal of Buddhism, the practice of Buddhism, is to eliminate the defilement, nothing else. Because the defilements are the one that causing us all the problem, all the mental problems, such as depression, stress, anxiety, worry, and so forth. Once we get rid of the defilement, then there will be no anxiety, no stress, no worry, no depression, nothing. Your mind will be just peaceful and happy all the time.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Does this clarifying your doubt or your uncertainty? Or it doesn't?
Well, I know that the way Ajahn is saying is the way that works for me intuitively. And I know that the way that we did it in the workshop or the seminar didn't feel familiar. So I don't know if it was doubt, but it's good. I feel like the natural inclination to practice silently has been validated. So yeah, anamodana for that. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's quite dangerous to have a conversation among people who are not yet enlightened. It's like the blind leading the blind. So it's better to have conversation with someone enlightened.
Yeah.
If you can find one, then just go to the scripture, the Buddha's teaching, as your companion, or if you want to discuss Dhamma, read the Dhamma books, read the Dhamma teaching of the Buddha.
Okay.
And if you have any doubt, or you don't understand any part, then you have to look for a noble disciple to explain to you.
That's why I feel that we are very lucky to have this direct, well, I know it's technology, but I feel so very, very lucky to have the Ajahn right here accessible. So yeah.
Okay, we're happy to be of service.
Woohoo!
Okay, next we'll go to Fang. Hi, Fang. Where are you from? You have to mute first. Okay, you can speak now.
Hi, hi, Ajahn. Good evening. I'm from Singapore.
What can I help you?
Okay, I've been practicing meditation daily, and I realized that actually, I can't sit very long. Like after 30 minutes, I will feel restless. Can you advise me what I can do?
You run out of mindfulness. Your mindfulness has weakened and not strong enough to suppress your mind from thinking. So you have to regenerate your mindfulness if you want to continue on sitting by reciting a mantra such as Bhutto, 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 or you can do some short burst chanting. But you have to do it repeatedly until you feel the mind become calm again. It might take many minutes, not just not just seconds, but you might have to keep repeating or reciting a mantra for maybe 5-10 minutes more. Then after that, maybe your mind will become more calm, and you will be able to continue on with your meditation. But ideally, you should practice mindfulness, a lot of mindfulness before you start meditating, which you can do during your daily life. You can maintain mindfulness by either using the mantra during your whatever you do. If you don't have to think, then keep reciting the mantra with whatever you do. Like if you're eating, you're washing, you're cleaning, mopping, or something like that, you don't need to think. So you keep reciting the mantra to prevent your mind from thinking. Then if you have this mindfulness, you will be able to sit for a long time when you meditate.
Okay, I will try. Then the other thing is, how do I know if I have like met the right teacher?
You know when he can teach you, and you understand what he teach you, and then what you practice give you the result that you want, then you know that's the right teacher for you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Philip from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. Hope you're doing well. I just been, what is it? I would say not to say fighting, managing the defilements. I mean, they are all subtle, but I guess when sometimes the body has too much energy, there's slight agitation in the mind. But sometimes, if it's too tired, it becomes slightly dull. So I'm trying to find back the middle ground. I got a question for you, Ajaan. You have actually mentioned that to stay in one spot to meditate, for a long time. I mean, I've been doing it for many years in the maybe the same room, same spot, same whatever it is. And I am one of those people, I think, which I guess which is goes into routine quite easily. So it's easily trained and things like that. Sometimes I know you have mentioned in previous talks, over the years that sometimes you need to challenge yourself to go into dangerous environment to get that additional mindfulness or awareness and things like that. So my question is like, how do you prevent from what is it, regular repetitive things that you do, like for example, I do wake up, brush my teeth mindfully, sit down for meditation, very, very, very clockwork, very, very regimental, to an extent that it's almost like a robot. When do you suggest that you say, maybe it's time to move somewhere in the house and try to see whether you have a different outcome, or go somewhere else to meditate, or do something else?
Whenever you're ready to go, see, it's up to you. You should go and maybe practice in a temple or monastery, meditation retreat, like coming up to the mountain here in Khao Chion. We just have a man from Malaysia. I mentioned you, and he said he knows you.
Oh, okay.
Sure. His name is Wong or something, Wong Fuk or something.
Okay.
And he's staying up on the mountain for the first time, and he said it's quite very beneficial for him, quite an experience to be totally without any comfort, like the home that you live in. You have to live in a platform, in the mountain, in the forest, no electricity, no running water, not even any toilet. You have to go use a communal toilet. So it's quite a challenge, but that kind of place can then give you the opportunity to practice more mindfulness, because there will be less distraction.
Mm. Mm.
And the surrounding also might force you to be more mindful, because you don't know what you're going to run into, snakes or lizards or all sort of animals that lives in the forest. Yeah. So when you walk, you have to be constantly mindful with every step of your walking. So you automatically have mindfulness this way.
Mm.
But if you live in a safe zone, comfortable zone, then you don't feel you need to be mindful, because everything is safe around you.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, sometimes going into a temple retreat or whatever, after a few days, it becomes routine very quickly. Yeah.
So
And
I recommend you go to a retreat where you practice alone, not within a group. If you still practice in a group, it means you're just still starting kindergarten. You cannot do it on your own, so you have to have somebody to tell you what to do. But if you want to, which I try to encourage when people come to where I live, I encourage people to practice alone. We don't have group chanting or group meeting except for Dhammatalk, if there's any. But the rest of the time, you are supposed to be alone and do your own meditation practice or mindfulness practice. Standing, sitting, walking, lying down.
Mm. So in order to do that, I'll need to contact the admin and find out whatever the requirements are.
Yeah, you can consult my assistant. I think they have the information for you.
Okay. Is there a good time to come, so I don't bother anyone, like ceremony or anything like that, because I don't want to be there when there's like a lot of ceremony and be.
No, we don't have any ceremonies.
Okay. Okay.
Once you stay in the mountain, you don't have to join any ceremonies down below.
Is the mountain the place that you used to go and give talks on Thursday?
Yeah, yes. The talk on the mountain that I post on the Facebook page.
Oh yeah, I've visited you 2 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, correct.
There's a picture on front of my Facebook page. There's the picture of the mountain that we mentioned, Khao Chion.
Right. Okay.
You go into my webpage in English, right? And you can see the picture. That's the picture of the mountain.
Okay. Yeah, just been there. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Yes. You have to cross across a dam, right?
There's a reservoir.
Reservoir, yeah. And there was a guard, I remember, in front there,
at
but
the gate. There's a gate, and
yeah,
you have to pass the guard because it's a government property.
yes, yeah. But he only speaks Thai. So,
yeah. Now you can use Google Translate.
Okay.
But yeah, you can ask my assistant first, and then you'll be provided with essential information.
Okay. Tanjab.
Okay, you're welcome. By the way, Jordan is now a monk, and he's living with us on the mountain now. Also, he's been ordained for I think last Sunday, I think, and he's got permission to stay with us for the whole rest of the rain retreat. So he just wanted me to mention it just in case if his father is watching or something. He tried not to get contact with people because this can be a distraction to his practice. All right.
Right. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Celia from Peru.
Good evening, Prajan. Hope you're doing well. I don't have questions. I'm very happy to be listening.
Okay, good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you too.
Next.
Be well.
Okay, thank you. Next, Yi Kun from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajahn. I don't really have any questions, but I think just one question popped up from the discussions just now. How do we find the right level of tools for our own practice?
Right level of what?
I mean, right kinds of tools, I guess. So,
Tool.
so say if you progress to a certain level, are you supposed to go to like a more dangerous place to test your defilements and see it more clearly? Or, yeah.
Well, basically, when you start with mindfulness. And you can practice mindfulness wherever you are. And after you have developed a certain level of mindfulness and able to calm your mind in meditation, and then you might want to increase your level of mindfulness, then you might have to look for a new place, to more challenging place, more harder place for you, less comfort, more perils, more danger, for instance. This will force you to have more mindfulness. If you could not yet find any place, then you want to use something that you can do where you are, like fasting. Eat less, reduce your food consumption. And maybe do more walking for 1 or 2 or 3 hours at a time. This will increase your mindfulness.
Okay.
Normally, it might be difficult to sit for a long time. If you cannot no longer sit, then just get up and do walking. Walking you can do a long time. If you're not lazy, just keep walking. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Just keep walking and just keep mindfulness. Practice mindfulness only. Stop your mind from thinking. Keep it focused on your walking, your steps. This can help you to increase your mindfulness, and your practice will be better.
So does it mean that instead of just focusing on the number of hours you sit on the mat, you just need to focus on being mindful all the time? So you sit down, you meditate. If you are tired, you get up, you walk, but still maintaining mindfulness all the time.
That's right. It's all practice mindfulness. It's not really meditation. It's the practice of mindfulness in different postures. But the sitting posture is the most important one, because it will give you makes the mind to become completely still. If your body is still moving, then your mind is working. And so if your mind is working, it cannot become still, because it has to control the body. It tells the body what to do. So if you want to have the mind to be still, perfectly still, then the body first have to be still first. You have to still the body by sitting or standing. But standing is not comfortable to stand for a long time. So you have to sit. Once you sit, then you can still your mind perfectly still, to make the mind to be perfectly still. That's when you enter into the fourth jhana. But if you sit and you cannot not sit because you don't have enough mindfulness to prevent your mind from being restless, then you might have to get up and do walking meditation, walking for a long time until your mind feel calm and wants to be still. Then you come back and sit again. So this two posture is the most useful posture in meditation, walking and sitting. But if you have to do some work, then you have to be mindful with whatever you do. If you have to do some cleaning, you have to do eating, washing, or do things, you have to still practice mindfulness. the same way as you practice when you sit or when you walk meditation.
Mindfulness will mean, well, whatever activities that we are doing, just watch your
Yes,
mind.
watch what's going on with your body. Don't let your
Okay.
mind go away to someplace else at the
Okay.
same time. Normally, we tend to be doing two things at the same time. We might be eating, then we might also thinking about what to do next. You don't want to do that. You just want to focus only on eating. Both the mind and the body should be doing the thing together, doing the same thing together.
Okay.
This
And when
is, this is mindfulness.
I tend to term that as keeping my mind empty. So like looking at my mind when I'm doing all my activities, look at my aggregates. If it arises, let it fade. Try to keep my mind empty.
It won't empty if you keep watching it. It will keep continuing thinking or producing more thoughts. The only way to stop it from thinking is to tie your mind to something else. Tie your mind to a mantra, or tie it to your body.
So even the act of watching, like being mindful of mindfulness, is not correct.
If you keep watching your mind will still keep thinking. It won't stop it from thinking. See?
Lesson, Ajahn. Thank you.
Okay. Try it. See how it works for you. Next, we'll go to Diana from Wales. Hi.
Greetings, Ajahn. I do have one question. I have a friend who's going through a separation, a divorce, and they're very angry and upset. And they feel like this person's done them a great harm, but really they just don't love them anymore. They haven't done anything apart from that. How do we view that? Is that non-self as well?
The Buddha says separation is normal. It's part of life. But people don't want to accept that as normal. See, when you have separation, you start to think it's a big deal. When it shouldn't be a big deal. We come together and one day we go separate ways. But people don't want to accept that. So they try to blame this or that for the separation. But the Buddha said this is the nature of life. We are subjected to aging, sickness, death, and separation. Separation from the ones we love, and meeting the ones we don't love. Being with the ones we don't love sometimes can be. These are our dukkha, and these are our suffering. But if we accept them for that being normal and try not to deny the truth, then we accept the truth, then we won't have any suffering. Okay, we live together, fine. We don't live together, fine. Look for someone else. If you lose this person, if you're still alive, you can look for another person.
I feel like it's ego. It's like ego is very...
Attachment is attachment and craving. You want the same thing. You don't want to lose this thing. When in fact maybe a new thing might be better than an old thing.
I feel guilty because I don't feel sympathetic. I mean, not that I don't care that the person's hurting, but yeah, I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? I do have compassion, but I guess I don't really see it, maybe.
Well, this is a personal thing, see. It's their business. You cannot do anything for them.
I can't, no.
Unless they ask for your advice, then you can just tell the Buddha's teaching. The Buddha said the world is impermanent. Everything is changing all the time. So don't try to be attached to any particular thing, because that can change any time, any day. So you have to accept the change and then move forward. That's all.
Do you think there is any truth in if we have an entanglement with another person in this life and we don't work through it, that we have to do it again in another life?
Well, if you like this person and you still don't have any change of mind in your next life, when you meet this person again, then you like that person again. You will only stop this by seeing that by liking this person, you will be subjected to suffering later on when you have to separate from this person. So when you see the anicca, dukkha, anatta nature of people, then you might not want to have any relationship with anybody again. But if you don't see the nature of these three characteristics, then you still will have and you will still want to have relationship with people that you like.
Thank you. That's helpful.
We don't want to see the end part of life. We want to see the beginning of the relationship, how sweet it is to know you, to live with you. But we never want to look at the end part when we have to separate, either by force or by force of nature or by our own will sometimes.
Is that Marvin Gaye?
I don't know.
Yeah, how sweet it is, to be loved by you. Yeah, you're right. Yes.
We have to look at the complete picture. So we only look at the half of the picture. We look at the sweet part of life. We don't ever want to look at the bitter part of life. So when we get to the bitter part of life, we could not handle it.
Yes.
If we know that ahead of time that this thing gonna get bitter sooner or later, then you say maybe it's better to backtrack and not to have any relationship at all.
I think we just have to let people be, and if they don't want to be with us, that's their choice, isn't it?
You cannot force them to be with you.
No. Yeah, because everyone has their own path.
That's right. It's like trying to make banana into apples. You cannot do that. So you cannot force people who wants to be away from you to stay with you. You just have to let them go.
Yes.
And sometimes you don't want them, they keep sticking to you. You also have to learn to let them stick to you.
I know someone else with that problem too. But that's worse.
Yeah. That's why you need equanimity. See? If you have equanimity, then you can handle both situations. Losing someone you like or having to live with someone you don't like. You use equanimity to handle the situation. You just remain neutral. No reaction. Just let it be.
Yes. Yes.
So practice mindfulness meditation. Then you have more equanimity. Then you will be able to deal with any situation that arises.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, the more the better.
Yes. Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next, Lynn from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajahn.
How are you? Okay, everything?
Yeah, I'm very good. A bit tired today, but still okay. So,
Go ahead.
yeah, I've got one question. So is chitta the same as the knowing?
Yes, it's a knowing element. It has many names: chitta, heart, or mind. The knowing element has two sides to it, like a coin. A coin has two sides. So that's the knowing element. It has the intellectual side and it has the emotional side.
Okay.
When you love, you hate, this is the emotional side. When you think rationally or think about something, this is intellectual side. See, the mind, the knowing element has 5 properties. First, it has the ability to know. Then it has the ability to feel, have feelings. Then it has the ability to perceive or to remember. Then it has the ability to think. And last, it has the ability to connect with the sensual organs of the body. Say the mind and the body are 2 separate entities, but it's connected by this ability of the mind to connect to the eyes, ears, nose, tongue of the body, because the mind wants to access the mental the sensual objects, like sound, smell, taste, and things like that. You need to have a body. So the mind use the body as the medium to get to the sensual objects, because the mind has sensual craving for sensual objects to keep it happy. We have to see, we have to watch YouTube, we have to listen to music, we have to eat the food we like, we have to drink the drinks we like. These are all sensual pleasures that the mind craves for. See, and in order for it to have this, satisfy its craving, it needs the body. And it has this ability, once it comes across a body, that it can access to at birth, at the time of conception. So these are the 5 properties of the mind. 4 of them, they are called nama khandha. They are part of the 5 khandha: Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. These are the feeling, perceiving, thinking, and connecting to the body. And it also has a knowing behind this 4. It knows what's going on. It knows what's going on with the body, with the feeling, with the thinking, with the perception, with the connection to the body. This is a knowing element. So actually, that's who we are. We are the knowing element, but we don't know this if we don't study the teaching of the Buddha. We think we are something, right? We say, I am, but who are you really? Are you the thoughts or are you the body? What happens when the body passes away? You're still alive. You're not dead with the body, because you're the knowing element. The knowing element never dies. But we have different descriptions for the knowing element. Sometimes we call mind, sometimes we call the heart, sometimes people call the spirit, spiritual beings. This is all the description of the knowing element. Some religion call the knowing element as the soul, body and soul. In Buddhism, we call body and mind. The body is made up of the 4 elements: the earth element, the water element, the fire element, and the wind element. When they combine, they create this body, having the 32 parts. But they only combine temporarily. One day they will have to separate. That's when the body dies. Then the mind that connects to the body will also disconnect from the body. And then it will go look for a new body to reconnect with again. That's why we have rebirth. And this keep going on and on as long as the mind, as long as the element, the knowing element has these cravings for sensual pleasure. So we have to get rid of this sensual pleasure, and we don't have to have a rebirth again. We have to replace this sensual pleasure with pleasure from meditation instead. Then we won't need to have a body to have pleasure, to have peace and happiness.
So is that pleasure for meditation is a kind of craving also?
It is at first, you need it as a tool to get rid of your craving for sensual pleasure. You need something to replace it. Like people replace smoking with chewing gum or something like that. But eventually you have to give up the chewing gum also. Eventually you have to give up meditation, the pleasure for meditation also, because it's still a form of craving. But you do that after you have gotten rid of your craving for sensual pleasure first. Without the pleasure from meditation, you will not be able to get rid of your craving for sensual pleasure. Because you have nothing to, you will not be happy. But if you're happy with meditation, then you can give up the happiness you get from sensual objects. But then you become attached to the happiness from meditation. Then you have to give this up also. And when you give up this craving for this meditation, you find a better type of happiness. We call nibbana. Nibbana is a state where you have no craving left in your mind. And having no craving means you are completely happy all the time. You're completely full all the time. Contentment all the time. But you first need to have the happiness from meditation in order for you to be able to give up your happiness from sensual objects. You can live alone, meditate, and you can be happy. You don't need to have a family. You don't have to have anything. You can become a monk, a nun, or whatever. But then if you're still attached to meditation, you also have to give it up. Because the pleasure from meditation also is temporary. You're happy when you meditate. But when you come out of meditation, your cravings start to come up again, and then your mind can become restless again. So you have to stop this cravings for craving for meditation. And then when all the cravings are gone, then you have peace, permanent happiness. We call this nibbana, the supreme happiness. Nibbana paramang sukham. It's permanent happiness. Stable, never change, no ups and downs. Okay.
Thank you very much, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Aparachita. By the way, what's the meaning of Aparachita? I know chitta is the mind, but what's the apara mean?
Well, I think aparajita in Indian language, Sanskrit means one who is not parajit, not defeated. My mother gave me the name, so
I see.
yes.
And yeah, undefeated.
Undefeated, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good name.
Yes, I know it's a big name to even aspire to, but yes.
Never give up. Never give up.
No,
Okay.
yes.
Keep fighting.
That seems to be it.
That's the only way to win, is to keep fighting.
Right. Yes, that is true. Well, I just I was feeling also very grateful during this Asalha Puja, just to remember and to have the good fortune to be in your presence, because I think even till 2022, I didn't really hear of you, but through whatever conditions I did, yes, I feel grateful because every advice you've given me has added a lot. So thank you.
Happy to hear that.
Yes. And yes, just a small thing, like often I know as a layperson, just the way the conditions are, I have, would you offer something in terms of how to develop right livelihood, like make it a real key factor of the path?
Right livelihood is kind of livelihood which doesn't hurt other beings. That's all. You can become a nurse, a doctor, a teacher, like meditation teacher. You're good. You are what you call, you're a teacher, right? Teaching. I forget what's the name of that.
Yeah, I teach yoga.
Yeah, yoga. Okay, this is good livelihood. It benefits people, doesn't hurt people or other beings.
Right.
That's all it means. Don't do a livelihood that hurt other people or animals, like killing, working on a slaughterhouse or something like that. Yeah. Start a restaurant with live fish in the tank and then catch the fish from the tank and cook and serve to the customer for us. And this is not considered right livelihood. It's bad livelihood.
So not to do any kind of harm in by earning a living and causing.
That's right.
Okay. Okay.
Even selling alcohol is considered not a good livelihood because you can make people drunk, and people when they're drunk they can hurt other people.
So anything like whichever causes people to develop bad habits in a subtle way is kind of wrong livelihood, like it generating addictive behavior or too many games. Like would that be also considered? Or
It might be, but selling things like arms, weapons that can kill people, or selling fishing gears or hunting gears that can kill animals. This is not considered to be good livelihood.
okay. Okay.
So try to not to do any kind of business that can cause people harm, directly or indirectly, if possible. But sometimes the world is so intertwined. Like if you buy stocks in the bank, the bank might loan it to a manufacturer or something like that.
That's true. That's true.
Then I don't think you have to go that far. Yeah. Just say the bank, just a place where you save. They give you interest and you protect your money, and that's all. I think it's okay to have stock in the bank. But if you go into the detail, who they loan the money to, that might be too far away.
That's true. And I guess as long as I don't invest like that, then it's a conscious choice.
Yeah. You have to have conscience also too. You have to have intention to do this, and it's gonna hurt somebody, and you still do it, then this is not good. Okay.
Okay. All right. That's all. Thank you. Thank
Next,
you.
Samanji. Hi, Samanji. Can you speak louder, please?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, better now.
Yeah. Okay. I have 6 questions for today.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Ajaan, you just mentioned that to get rid of, in response to one of the questions, you just mentioned that to get rid of our sensual pleasures, the best thing is to meditate. this implies that meditation is a treatment for our mind. However, you also said that it's a good craving. Once we achieve our goal through meditation, I mean through developing wisdom and attaining Nibbana, then we don't have to meditate any longer. Am I correct? Have I got what you said correctly?
You can meditate as long as you're not attached to it. Sometimes you cannot. Sometimes you want to meditate and you cannot meditate. Then you can become happy.
Okay.
But if you don't have any craving, you can still meditate when you want. When there's a time for you to meditate, you can meditate. The Buddha still meditates from sometime to rest the mind,
Okay.
but without any craving for it. If he have time to meditate, he'll meditate. If he doesn't have time to meditate, it doesn't bother him not to meditate.
Okay. But deep meditation is the only path to end our cravings also, sensual cravings. Am I correct?
Yes, you have to have
Yeah.
equanimity. At least you have to reach the fourth jhana in order for you
Okay.
to be able. Because when you have the fourth jhana, your mind is happy, contented.
Okay.
So you don't feel hungry for anything.
Okay. Okay, Tanajan, thank you. My next question is, how should we integrate mindfulness into our everyday activities always? For example, I know that we can be mindful throughout our day regarding our activities, but how to maintain mindfulness, like if we lose our temper, feel like scolding someone who had done something wrong to us?
It means you already have no mindfulness if you're angry.
But some, okay.
So if you know that you're angry, then you say, I have to bring mindfulness back. So you start reciting the mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto.
Okay. Without scolding that person, we have
That's
to
right.
be looking.
Just keep
We
reciting
have to,
Bhutto for a while, and then your mind will stop anger, and then or
okay.
you might have to walk away from that person. By seeing that person might still cause you to become angry. So maybe the best way is to go away from that person.
Okay. Okay, Panaja. And what are some effective techniques for maintaining focus during meditation? I mean, just like watching our breath, what I personally do is now I focus my mind on a Buddha statue that I had seen. Can you just tell me, share with us like some other effective techniques for maintaining focus during meditation?
By doing mindfulness before you meditate. If you have maintained mindfulness from the start, from the time you get up to the time you meditate, then you find it easy for you to concentrate on your meditation object.
Okay, whatever the object is.
That's right. The object is only the preference.
Okay.
But the essential part is the mindfulness, which you lack. You haven't yet developed enough. So you should try to do a lot more mindfulness before you meditate.
Okay. I do it now on maybe on the day.
You can do it as soon as you get up in the morning.
Yeah, that I do.
As soon as you get up, you start reciting mantra, or you can keep watching your body.
I do meditate in the morning, yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
sometimes
you have to do it even when you're doing something else, like
okay.
brushing your teeth, taking a shower, dressing, so forth. You have to be mindful with this activity. Stay with this activity.
Yeah, we lose our temper means we don't have any mindfulness.
That's right.
Okay.
You become immersed with the person.
Okay. Okay, Ajaan, my next question is, how does meditation contribute to understanding the concept of impermanence? I mean, anicca?
It doesn't really. It just, you mean meditation for calm. Meditation for calm makes your mind clearer, maybe. The delusion that clouds your mind is temporarily lifted from your mind. And then you can start to see things as they are.
Okay. It doesn't contribute to understanding the concept of anicca?
Sometimes you need
Like
to
sometimes.
you have to analyze the concept of anicca. Like you might not understand what anicca means, so you have to teach your mind. It means change. Like birth, when you're born, you're a baby, but as you grow up, you start to change. Right? This is anicca.
Okay.
This is more have to do with analyzing, in order for you to be able to see the concept of anicca or change.
Okay.
But if you have strong mindfulness from samadhi, then you can concentrate more on this contemplation or investigation. If you don't have any mindfulness or time for meditation, your mind will be usually hijacked by your defilement. Instead of trying to analyze the impermanent, the mind will want to go think about something else, like eating something or drinking something instead.
Okay. Okay, Tanajan. Then my next question is, what is the significance of achieving jhana states in Buddhist meditation? Do we have to go to the 4th jhana?
Yes, to make
Will
your
it take
mind contented, to make your mind happy and not hungry for anything.
at the 4th jhana state?
That's right. When you have equanimity, you have no love, no hate, no fear, no delusion, temporarily.
Okay. And Thanajan, does achieving 4th jhana state means that we have achieved arhathood, that a person has become an arhat?
No, you have temporarily nibbana, temporarily nibbana. Because when you're in 4th jhana, all the cravings stop functioning. They're not working, but they're still in the mind.
Okay.
And when you come out, when you come out of jhana, your craving can return. As soon as you start to think, when you think about something, then you will start to have craving for that something that you think about.
Yeah, that means even if a person had achieved 4th jhana, he still has to do a lot more meditation, deep meditation to become an arhat.
You have to use wisdom. You have to study to see that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Okay. But when you continuously meditate, when a person meditates continuously, it develops him it helps him develop his wisdom, right? Levels of wisdom. Am I correct?
No, your meditation helps you to develop strong equanimity, strong mindfulness, which will then be able to, if you have strong mindfulness, then you can direct your thinking to think in the way of wisdom.
Okay.
Normally, the mind is usually being directed by our defilement.
Okay.
But when we have mindfulness, then we can use mindfulness to direct it to think the thing that defilement doesn't like to think, such as death or asubha, things like this.
So to develop wisdom, Thanajan, do we have to read a lot of sutras while doing deep meditation?
Not a lot of sutta. The Buddha, all you have to know is just the body, the nature of the body, the nature of the feelings, and the nature of the mind, the mental states in the mind.
That all are impermanent.
That's right. That's all you need to know. And besides that, maybe the external thing like the worldly possession, like wealth, status, and sensual pleasure. You also have to investigate to see that they are anicca, dukkha, anatta also.
Okay. Also, Thanajan, I don't know whether this may sound a silly question, but anyway, could you recommend a swift path to end samsara and attain nibbana within this lifetime for someone who is deeply committed to this goal?
Well, you have to practice full time, and the best way to practice full time is to become a nun or a monk.
Okay. And my last question is, Thanajan, it's not related to meditation, it's about relationships. Are relationships important according to Buddhist teachings? I mean, in the life of the Buddha, throughout samsara, Princess Yasodhara had been his wife in various births. There are many similar stories in Buddhist literature.
Yes.
Does this imply that relationships, whether marital, parental, or otherwise, can persist across different lifetimes in samsara? Can this also be true for lay people like us?
Yes, if you have strong attachment to that
Okay.
particular person or thing, then you'll keep looking for them in your next life.
Okay. Then same person can be born as our spouse, parent, or sibling throughout samsara.
Possibly if they happen to be in the same place at the same time.
In the same place. Okay. So that means relationships are good things according to Buddhism. Like that's why Princess Yasodhara had been the
It's
Prince
good.
Siddhartha.
It's
Yeah.
good for delusional people. But it's bad for enlightened people.
Okay.
If
But
you
when it
enlighten, you'll see that the relationship are suffering and are dukkha.
okay. Yeah, but when it comes,
if you're delusional, you still think it's good because you can rely on somebody to help you or do something for
Okay.
you.
Okay, but Anajan, if it's bad, why did Princess Yasodhara had been his wife, had been the wife of Prince Siddhartha throughout samsara?
Because they'll keep them in samsara forever. See?
Okay. Both of them ended samsara in the same birth, finally.
They finally
Yeah.
end the samsara by following the Buddha's enlightenment. See? Once the Buddha enlightened, he said, no relationship, no more relationship. It's
Yeah.
bad, it's dukkha, it's
Yeah.
anicca, it's anatta. See?
But that was a beautiful relationship according to Buddhist literature. Isn't
Sure,
it?
but
Yeah.
it's still in samsara.
Okay.
It still keep on ending, see, at the end of life.
Okay.
And there will always be sadness when you have to separate.
Okay, Tanaja. Yes, okay. Yeah, that's all for today, Tanaja. Nice talking to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Wish
thank you
good.
for your question. I
Wish
think
you
they're
good.
good question. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Come back for more next time.
Yeah, sure we'll do.
All right. Next, I think it's Marsha. Then now, hi, Marsha.
Good morning, Tanajan. I had a question today about clinging. There was a time, a couple of years ago, I thought, well, clinging is the place where samsara continues. And I thought, I need to understand how I'm clinging. And I got so far as thinking and kind of knowing that it was at the point of knowing that I would cling. Like when meditating on the breathing, I would be grabbing the breath and holding on to it. I did that for, a lot of years. And I didn't really progress because I kept holding on to the breath so strongly. And I sort of thought that the knowing was a permanent thing. And then I began to see that the knowing comes and goes as well. Can you talk about how, maybe I'm wrong, can you cling to the knowing? Is that possible? And how that is an obstacle in a very subtle way?
No, it is the knowing that clings to things, like clings to the body, clings to objects. You don't cling to the knowing because you are the knowing.
Right. Okay. So how do you stop that?
By merely know, don't have any like or dislike toward things. You like and dislike is the one that causes you to cling. When you like something, you want it to keep it with you forever. This is clinging. If you don't like something, you want to get rid of it. This is another type of clinging. It's a negative clinging. You want to get rid of it. So you practice equanimity by meditation. See? When you have meditation, then your mind becomes neutral, no liking or disliking. So things can come and go and doesn't bother the mind.
So this week I had one meditation actually yesterday where I thought, okay, I'm not gonna cling to the knowing of the breath. Well, I've said that wrong again, because I'm not going to cling to the breath. I'm just going to know the breath. And so as I was breathing in and out, I was trying to just watch it and let it touch, like touch at the nose area. And I would know that. And it became very light, and it would kind of just like burst away. Whereas before, I would like grab onto the breath and I'd try to like keep it for the whole inhale, touching, and then disappearing, and then exhale, and kind of keep that knowing for the whole process of breathing. And yesterday, I started to see that the breath was just like a burst. And then the whole thing was, watching it was different, because I couldn't really find the breath in the same way, because it would just like touch, burst, touch, burst, touch, burst, and it would like be gone. Am I making any sense at all?
Well, just keep watching, just keep knowing whatever happens to the breath. Don't try to manipulate or try to manage the breath. You're just an observer, just watching. At the same point, at the same point, don't try to move your point of focus. If you watch your breath at the tip of your nose, just stay there and know whether the breath is in or out, or soft or hard. But eventually, if you feel that there's no breath, just still stay focused on that point. There's no breath to watch. That's the point where the mind will start to become still. So if you don't react to this situation, then eventually the mind will then become calm. So try not to react. The mind just keep watching. No reaction toward the breath, no manipulation or so forth, just merely watching at the same point. Don't move it away to other point. Because by moving your mind, you put the mind into action again. And you don't want the mind to get into action if you want it to become still.
So when I first learned meditation, I was trained to focus on the rising and falling of the abdomen. And when doing that, it seems like it's very hard to stay in one place, as you describe, where you just watch the breath at the nose tip. This other technique is more focused on movement of the air element in and out. And I guess I've had a little trouble working with both of those techniques.
This other technique, you just keep watching the abdomen from expanding and collapsing, expanding and collapsing. That's all. It's not watching the breath. Instead, at the tip of the nose, you watch it at the abdomen. When the breath goes in, the abdomen will expand, right? When the breath comes out, the abdomen will then flatten. Just keep watching at the abdomen, that's all. It's the same thing, except only the point of focus is different.
Okay. Okay. I have to try and do it better.
Yeah,
I feel like I just have to get the technique better and better.
yeah, but the point is try to keep the mind from reacting or acting, just merely watching, observing. This is the only way to make the mind become still and enter into jhana. Okay.
Yes. Yes, thank you.
Right.
I feel like I'm going around in circles, always just kind of going around in circle and not penetrating.
Yeah, this is usually the course of our practice. We first have to try everything. Eventually we'll find something that makes sense.
Okay.
So just keep trying, okay?
I will. I definitely will. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right. Next step from Oregon. Must be early for you, huh? No.
Yeah, it's well, now it's 7:40. I was up at
Yeah.
5 catch
Yeah.
us. I guess I do have a meditation question. I used to be very active in my meditation. I was thinking the entire time, and now from watching you and listening to you, I don't. Now I work on my mindfulness. I'm mindful during the day very much. I notice when I'm like creating self, and so that's been keeping my mind calm during the day. And now in my sits, I'll watch my breath for a little bit, and then I'm just like, I don't know, like the time just goes by so quickly, and then my alarm's already off, and I'm just like in a hug inside myself. That's kind of what it feels like. Is that a good place to be, or is that unmindful?
Well, if you're happy, that's a good place to be.
Very happy. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
a lot of contentment. Yes.
Whether you're happy because you no longer have to meditate or not, that's another question.
No, I love
Okay.
meditating. I love to
Okay.
meditate. I'm like, I will just throughout the day, I'll just like
Mm.
close my eyes and go into myself. And it feels like such a happy place. That's a good,
That's
that's
where you
good.
want to be. That's where you want to be happy within
Okay.
yourself.
Yes.
Then you won't have to rely on other things to keep you happy.
So keep it going. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Well,
why
thank you, because
we want to bring the mind inside, not outside.
yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Good.
Next.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Deepening from Indonesia.
Yeah, Ajahn. Good evening, Ajahn. Good night. Ajahn, I want to ask one question. My friend doing recruitment, and then she asked my advice about someone that I know very well. And unfortunately, this man has a bad record, especially criminal record. And then, is it okay for me to tell the truth about this man's reputation to my friend?
I
Or
think it's better to stay away from getting involved with other people's business if you can.
oh, I see.
Then if she wants to know about this person, tell her to go ask this person herself.
Oh, I see. So, based on law karma, I mean, if is it better for us to silent in everything?
It depends. If it doesn't hurt other people, maybe you can say. But if it hurt somebody, then you cannot say do it.
Oh, so if someone sometimes when we in the, I mean, if I in the family, in my big family, sometimes my auntie tell something about me which is not true. So is it necessary for me to make explanation about myself or not?
It depends if you are required to or not. If somebody asks about it, then you can tell them. But if nobody cares, then why bother? It's just rumor.
Oh, I see. Okay, Ajahn, I understand.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try to do as little as possible. Because what you do might have consequences. So if you don't do, then there won't be any consequences.
Yeah, I understand now. Before I'm confused because I think if I don't tell my friend about this man, about the reputation, I'm afraid that my friend will make wrong decision to hire him in her business. So I just wondering, is it necessary for me to tell the truth or not?
It depends on how important your friend is to you and how that other person is important to you. Because you're helping one person and you're hurting another person.
Yeah, now I understand. Before I am confused because I want to be good in everything. I mean, I don't want to make bad karma. So I asked Ajahn how to do in this situation.
Yeah, because if you do something and hurt somebody, then maybe it's not good to do it. It's better not to do it. But if
Yeah.
you think by helping this person, we also protect this person from being hurt, maybe you can also say you can also do it. It depends on what consequence you want to.
Okay, now I understand, Ajahn. Thank you.
But whatever you say must be the truth, though. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I want to be truthful, and I want always to do the good karma. I mean, I don't want to do bad karma. So sometimes if I don't know how to behave, so I just pending my action, and then I ask Ajahn. Sometimes I pending and I stay away. I mean, I make distance from my friend or some situation, so that I mean I don't want to be in the bad situation. I don't want to
Yes.
make my mind not happy, because now I understand why Ajahn always ask me in Watian that, are you happy? Now I know happy is the very important state of mind, because if my mind happy, it means that I'm in the right direction. Is it correct, Ajahn?
It depends on whether your happiness is caused by hurting other people or not. Your happiness must not be the result of you hurting other people.
Yeah.
If you hurt
It's
other people and it makes you happy, this is not good.
Yeah, I understand. That's why sometimes I need to make distance from people, because I don't want to I don't want to make myself to think too much. That's why.
I think just try not to hurt other people. Whatever you do, try not to hurt other people. If what you do will hurt other people, then you should abstain doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand now.
Okay,
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Go to Sao Paulo. Hi, Alfredo. Very cold, huh?
Hi, Bante. Yes, a little cold.
What can I do for you?
No, it's okay. Yesterday I was meditating, and my five senses, né? Stop it, Bante. No things, Bante. Is the five the five jhana, Bante. No perception and perception.
The fifth,
It
the
looks
fifth
like
jhana. Okay, good.
perception and no perception. Oh, only Buddha knows this, né, Bante? No things. I was meditating, and the things stop it.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
Were you happy in that state?
Yes, very, very. No problems, né, Bante? No problems.
Yeah, peace.
Peace, very peace.
Okay, good to hear that.
Yes.
Keep
Problem?
doing it.
Yes. Problem is normal, but it's better not have net, Bante. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Good.
Okay, I'll go to Belinda. Hi, Belinda from Singapore.
Namasakan ta Ajaan. Belinda at Wat Yan.
Yes.
Ah.
Are you at Wat Yan right now? How long you
Ah.
staying?
11 days.
11 days. Good.
The network here is not so stable, so I give the opportunity to others. I'll see you tomorrow, Ajaan.
Okay, good. Go to intern also at Kauchion, right? Intern.
Good evening, Ajaan.
Yes, how is the Kauchion? Good? Quiet?
Yes, I very like this place.
Okay.
Really isolate from people, just have a trees and animal sounds.
Mm-hmm. No people bother you.
Yes. Ajaan, I will change my schedule cause my client have a problem. So I need come back to Jakarta early. So I just finished my retreat until Kauchion. After that, 1st August, I come back to Jakarta.
Okay.
I have 2 questions, Ajaan.
Yes.
Sometimes when I lose my breath, I still have a little panic. So I will change my object from Anapanasati, and I say, calm down until I come and I come back to Anapanasati. So how should I do no react when I lose my breath?
Well, you have to have the understanding that you don't die when you meditate, even if you cannot feel your breath, because sometimes the breath can be very soft and you're not able to feel it, but it's still there. Don't worry. Just keep watching the same point.
Okay. The second question, during I meditate, I like falling from the highest place. So at that time, I very shocked, and suddenly I open my mind. So after that, I really shocked, and my heartbeat is very fast. So I try to calm down. I try to chanting 1 hour, but after that, I think I still panic.
Yeah, it's okay. This is your first time. But next time, just tell yourself that there's no harm to it. Nothing's, it's not going to hurt you. It's the nature of the mind sometimes before it becomes calm to have this type of experience. Just keep watching. Just keep watching. Don't react. It's just like watching a movie. You know, just watching. What appears in the mind will not hurt the mind. Will not be able to hurt the mind. You just have to keep on watching or knowing. Okay, next time when you have it, you'll be ready for it. You say, okay, it happened, and just really know. But when you expect it, it won't come up. So don't try to expect it. Just keep on meditating. Keep on focusing on your meditation object.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Pak Ajahn.
Okay, next, Diana.
Thank you, Pak Ajahn.
Diana, Anjali. This is the name I gave you.
Yes, yes, Ajaan Suchart. Very nice to see you again.
Okay. Your daughter is with you?
Yes, she will come. I will call her. She prepared her questions.
Okay.
Would you like to start with my daughter? I can call her now.
It's up to you.
If she's okay playing there, I can go first. Is okay?
Fine.
Yes, I wanted to express my gratitude. I made some personal progress regarding relating with my mother. You know, I was able to keep my cool, and I decided not to spend a whole week at her home because it was too long. I couldn't have managed it both with my daughter and myself. But as a result, there's been peace over the phone, and so when I'm listening to her, I place myself in the role of serving her. That it's about her, it's not about me. And I think that has been helpful for her also. And I focused more on maintaining my inner peace so she can feel more peaceful when speaking with me. So I don't know where it's gonna go when we actually visit. And my practice, I focused more on just trying to gladden my mind and keep it more peaceful. And that resulted by not participating in too many activities. And just when I decided to do that, it has been challenging because before I would look for some activities for my daughter and myself, just to have a sense of healthy community. And this time the activities were coming, but I already refocused on, spending time at home, setting up the space that my daughter could play while I was meditating, and just focusing more on mindful activities rather than just entertainment. And I guess mostly my questions are more today about my relating with my daughter and my practice. I have found that I found it more difficult. I do find it difficult when she's experiencing, it's so nice when she's happy and peaceful. And then I'm happy and peaceful, but let's say if she is asking for something, like buying something at the store, it's not possible for me to always buy things at the store as she's wanting it. But she's just persistent. She's persistent, and then I, at the moment, I'm not like mindful, I suppose. And then it's been challenging because then sometimes I help her come out of it, and it's good, but it's been a lot this week for some reason. Like just watching her struggling with not being happy due to some things, and in that moment not being able to reason out, like let's say she wants this dress, but we already bought her dresses for the summer, and somehow she's not able to realize, you know, like, oh yes, like I have those 2 dresses and be happy about those 2 dresses. And so yeah, I mean, those are the pains of parenting, I suppose. But that's where I am with my practice. And I guess in those moments, I'm not really mindful. I get sucked into her being upset a little bit and feeling unsuccessful as a parent, because, you know, I'm supposed to have a happy child, but she's not happy because she doesn't have this one thing. And I try, once she comes down and once we speak, maybe it's above her understanding in terms of like, well, you already have this toy and you already have this clothes and you already have this food. So the tension is there.
Well, you just have to accept that this is normal. And the problem is in her cravings. She wants more than she should have. So it's her own fault that she gets upset. So you don't have to do anything. Just stand firm on reason. You know, if it's not time for her to have it, just tell her not to have it. She has to learn to be unhappy sometimes, to be disappointed, because this is how things work in life. You never always get what you want all the time. So it's better to train her to be disappointed.
It is okay.
Yeah, it's okay for her to be upset. You just have to understand that this is just a passing phase. Then after a while, a few hours later, she'll forget and things come back to normal again. But then next time she will have less incentive to crave for things, because she knows that she cannot get what she craves for all the time. So you're teaching her, really.
Yes, I just I was hoping that I wouldn't get upset myself, and then when I found myself being upset with the fact that she was upset, and even after reasoning, she was still upset. I realized that she wasn't able to process the reasoning. Like she just decided that I don't know what she decided, but I could see that she was rolling in her emotion.
Yes. You have to accept the truth that you cannot make people happy all the time. You can make people happy some of the time, but not all the time.
Yes, I guess this past week it was a lot of the time, and that was hard on me because I was trying to make her happy, and but it's not possible all the time. You're right, it's not possible.
That's your craving. See, you crave to be. This is the one that caused you to be upset, not her upsetting, but you're craving to keep her happy is the cause of your upsetting.
Because I actually don't have control over that.
That's right, anatta. She's anatta. You cannot always control her.
Yeah. Okay. I will keep. It was so nice to be here with you today, and I was able to sit and to meditate. I followed the advice of catching up on sleep, and it has been beneficial for both myself and my daughter. And I guess next week I'll focus more on just supporting her to go through her emotions and not falling into that I can make her happy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Or myself. Is it okay I call my daughter now?
Sure, go ahead.
She prepared some questions. Greta! Yeah? Okay, she's gonna come. Сейчас нужно. Okay, I'm gonna go. I will help her in a second.
Hello.
I think you need to sit first so they can see.
Hi.
Hey, where's my questions? Where are my questions? Where are my questions?
You want to greet the mom? Do you want to greet the mom?
With what?
You have to say, hello, Ajaan Suchart.
Hello, Ajaan Suchart.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
You have question?
Yeah, I have 4 questions.
Okay, go ahead.
My first question is, what do you do when you can't concentrate on things?
When you cannot concentrate, you recite a mantra. Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto.
Okay.
Can you do that? Just recite Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto.
Yeah.
Then you have concentration.
Okay. And my second question is, what color were Buddha's eyes? Like, Buddha had the color of his eyes, right?
Nobody knows because we didn't live in his time. So it's just our imagination that we just imagine various colors. So it's not important.
And what do you do when you can't sit still on meditation?
Walk, do walking meditation.
Do what?
Just walking and keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto.
And my fourth question is what do you do when you feel uncomfortable? Like when you feel uncomfortable.
You do the same thing. You keep reciting the Bhutto mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto. After a while, you feel comfortable. Okay, can you do that? Just recite mantra.
Okay. Bhutto,
yeah. Keep doing that mentally. You don't have to make any sound. Can you do that mentally? So you don't disturb other people.
Yeah.
Okay, just do that when you feel unhappy. Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. When you cannot concentrate, also use Bhutto, Bhutto. When you cannot sit and meditate, you just get up and walk and recite Bhutto, Bhutto instead. Okay, Bhutto is a good tool to calm your mind, to make your mind happy, to make your mind concentrated. Simple, isn't it? Just one word.
Yeah.
But you have to recite it for a long time, though. Not just a few seconds. You might have to do it for minutes before you can see the result. Okay. All right. Let me know next time how it works for you. Okay.
Thank you so much, Ajaan Suchart. I will work on this with her, and I will remind her. Let's do Buddha, Buddha in your mind, like maybe like what, 5-10 minutes?
That's right.
Okay.
Keep practicing it first, so that when you need it, it will come easily. If you don't practice it when you need it, it won't come easily.
So my last question then, in those moments when I catch myself, that I'm not being accepting of my emotion or of her emotion, is that also something that I could in that moment apply the Buddha, Buddha?
That's right. You can use Bhutto to calm your mind first. If you cannot accept the truth, accept the reality of things, then just calm the mind with Bhutto, Bhutto. It means your defilement doesn't want to accept. So you calm your defilement by reciting Bhutto, Bhutto. Then when your mind becomes calm, then you'll find that it is easy for you to accept things.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Good to see you and hope you come back again next time.
I hope so.
All right. I'll see anybody else besides. Okay, you're the last person. So we'll go to Bond. Hi, Bond. How many questions you have tonight?
ครับหลวงพ่อครับ we have 3 questions from Facebook. Only 3 questions this evening. First is from Lee Tek Hua. Hi,ท่านอาจารย์. If someone is organizing a charity event and I donated some money to support the event, But if that person uses the money dishonestly, will I still get the merits?
Yes, because when you gave, you already felt happy, right? Feeling happy is merit. Even afterwards, when you know that he doesn't do what he promised to do, then you just keep that in mind next time. If he asks for more charity, then you can refuse because he's not trustworthy anymore.
Second question from Ama. Dear Ajahn, can you please kindly advise if death meditation is enough to reach a stream entry, Sotapanna?
Death meditation is usually used when your mind has become forgetful of death. Sometimes we forget about death and we worry about things, or we try to go after things. Sometimes it's good to remind us from time to time to calm our mind down from having greed or from having worry or anxiety. This is just the purpose. It's an antidote. But normally, if you want to enter into jhana, you need to use the breath as the way of getting into jhana. Sit and watch your breath.
And the last question from Shim. An anagami has no anger at all, and Ajahn taught that a Sotapanna has no fear at all, fear of death. How people has no fear and no anger?
There are still other causes of anger, so not simply because fear of death. Yeah. Anger usually caused by not getting what you want. When you want something and you don't get it, you get angry. So this has nothing to do with not having fear of death. It's a different thing.
That is all.
Okay. Well, I think that's about it for today. We ran out of time, 11 minutes. Thank you for your company. I hope this meeting is useful and could help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Sadhu.
Thank you,
Sadhu,
Thank
sadhu,
you.
sadhu. Goodbye, Tan
Thank you,
Ajahn.
Ajahn.
Thank you
Sadhu,
so
sadhu.
much. Wish you good health and
Thank you. Thank you, Amin. Good night,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you,
Bye.
Prajna.
Night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.